So I had someone ask me, they were like, what do you do to kind of prevent an unplanned pregnancy, track your fertile window, your ovulation, all these things? How do you go about being with a partner, going about life, if you're so against birth control? So everyone knows that I totally effing hate birth control. I think it's so bad for so many women, and of course there are some women that it really helps and that. However, but for most women, they've been prescribed birth control since they were really young women, and they've been on it for most of their life. And gosh, the long-term side effects, the the side effects that you just get just starting off is so awful. So here's everything that I do to track my cycle, track my fertile window, track my ovulation, that are proven, effective, safe, and chemical free. Now, a lot of women don't know this, but you can actually only get pregnant around, it's different for everyone, but it's around 3 to 5 days every cycle. And this is what we would call a fertile window. And within your fertile window, you would have a peak of an LH surge, and that would be your ovulation. So you can get pregnant within your fertile window and obviously your ovulation day. Now, what I do and what a lot of other women do is they track their fertile and ovulation window and area of their cycle. There is so many ways to do this, but the two most popular is tracking your BBT, which is your basal body temperature. It is pretty much the resting temperature of your body, like when you first wake up in the morning without moving or doing anything, and you use a device or a BBT thermometer and you take your temperature, and it pretty much indicates when your fertile window or ovulation is coming up, because your temperature rises like significantly. Not so much, but pretty much it has to the 2 decimal point. It's due to the estrogen in your body. So that is how you can pretty much track your fertile window and your ovulation and avoid any intimacy during these areas. There's a lot of devices on the market. I think one of the really popular ones is called the Mirror and the Daisy. So tracking your ovulation and your fertile window with these devices are about 99.4% effective, which is pretty much on par with the standard birth control, except it has none of the side effects, and you get to kind of just live life pretty much regularly without taking any prescription drugs. The second way of testing that is really popular, it's called the Fern test, where it's pretty much you are given a very small microscope, and you get a dried saliva sample from yourself, and you pretty much look to see if there's a ferning pattern, which I think is a really beautiful sign of nature. Your saliva actually changes under a microscope